Hi everyone and welcome back to the Power Hour. Well, as I said before the break, you have to listen sometimes to a great voice, and there is no one better than Queen Noveen. She is a voice artist and live announcer. Queen, I'm so happy to have you on the show. We love
Hi, Renee.
Hey, how are you doing? It's so great for me to actually get to talk to interesting folks in the world of sports and all of that sort of stuff, and you are certainly one of those. So tell me, Queen, how did you get involved in this line of work?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I'm really happy to be here. Growing up, I didn't really know what voiceover was. I didn't know it was a thing, a job that you could pursue. But I took theater in high school and college, and all throughout my time there, everyone's like, "You have a great voice. You should try voiceover." So after I graduated, that's when I decided to take voiceover classes. Took that for about a year, and the teacher decided to help me create a voiceover demo. And he sent it off to one of his friends who's the head of a voiceover agency here in LA. About a week later, I ended up signing with them, and I've been with them for about 8 years now. And I've done so many cool voiceover opportunities and so many amazing projects, and it's just been such a surreal journey.
Yeah, take me through the first one. Maybe not the first one that was the coolest, but the first one, like the real one where you're like, all right, I'm really doing this for a living. Like, take me through that one.
So I did my first live announcing award show in 2017. That was the MTV Video Music Awards. And of course, that's not something I've ever done before. The show is live, so you don't have moments to do new takes or to, oh, let's rewind. Oh, I messed this up. Can I try it again? It's just, you're on the spot. You've got to be strong. You've got to be confident. And after I finished that show, seeing like all the celebrities walk around me and see everything happening live in the moment, I was like, okay, this is the industry I chose. All right, let's do it. I'm here for it. Let's go.
Hey, you know, Queenie, thing is, I appreciate it because my show is live every day. I do live tennis all the time. I do a lot of interviews that are live. So trust me when I tell you, you can't ruminate over the mistakes, right? That is the most important thing. When somebody ever says to you, like, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with the stress of that? So my question to you is, I know how I deal with it, but how do you deal with it?
For me, it's always exciting. It's thrilling for me. I don't really get nervous. And the thing is, I kind of thrive off of the chaos. Seeing everyone go crazy and go around. I mean, I started my career in theater, so I was in children's theater growing up and performing on professional live stages. So it was always something that wasn't super hard for me to get used to. But when it comes to if I get a little bit of nerves, I like to remind myself that I am meant to be here. I was chosen to be here, to be confident in myself and kind of just take in the surroundings around me, like the celebrities, the stage, the lights, the cameras, all of that. So I try to just stay grounded and be thankful for what I have.
So how do you prepare? Give me what's the coolest one that you've done of late that you, and take me through how you prepare for those types of days.
So the way I prepare is I'll get the script sometimes ahead of time and I'll kind of go through it. I'll look and make sure I'm saying all the words correctly, look up words I don't know, names I can't pronounce. So I kind of do an overview of the scripts. And then I do some research on the type of show that I'm doing because not all shows are the same when it comes to the SAG Awards. It's more sophisticated and pulled back as opposed to the People's Choice Awards, which is high energy and exciting. So I've got to know the type of tone that I need to use for the show. I'll also have like a humidifier that I'll have around me because my voice does tend to get a little dry. So I like to keep that around me. I'll do some kind of warm ups. I was a singer in college, so I do like kind of some of the singing warm ups as well. But I just, take in my surroundings and know that I'm meant to be here. And I also don't have any dairy the day before
Oh,
because that can
interesting.
kind of get a little bloppy in the throat. Green apples, though, also help to get rid of like the excessive saliva in your mouth, which is
Oh.
something I learned in college. So that actually is a fun tip right there.
Yeah, I
So
know.
anything that I can do to prepare.
I've always got my water on hand because,
Yes,
I do a lot of,
water.
even with my segment, sometimes I talk for 10 straight minutes. And at some point, you're just like, yep, I got to get some water. You know what I mean? Like, people don't realize, like, how much energy it takes to actually keep talking. They think, oh, you talk all the time. I said, yeah, but you talk, but you also, you might, cough or something like that. And you don't need to worry about when you're having a conversation with your friends. So I want to
Exactly.
know, all right, so you did, SAG, and as you said, you have to sometimes pull back and be very serious. But then what about, you did a live announcement for the San Francisco 49ers. So are you a football fan, and how fun was that?
That was so much fun. You know, I'm new. I'm a new fan to football, but I'm definitely open to learning all about it. I was a cheerleader in high school, so I know a little bit about football, but that was such an amazing experience. You know, the San Francisco 49ers, they actually found me from when I live announced the NFL honors back in February. So it was really awesome that I was able to do that kind of opportunity. They were doing this initiative called Football for All, and I had the opportunity to be part of an all-female PA announcing team
Oh, cool.
alongside Amy Coffey, who did the play-by-play, and she's also a voiceover artist as well. So the day before the show, I got to do the rehearsal, you know, go through my script and all that. And it's a different setting than it is for award shows. Being in a stadium and testing that mic, it's echoing back at me, and
Oh,
that
I
is
know.
not something I'm used to at all. So I've had to adjust my mind and adjust, okay, the words are going to echo back, so just kind of block that out. So that was definitely a big change for me. But come show day and making those announcements and hearing people cheer after everything I'm saying, I'm like, oh, that's new. All right, we got energy. All right, it's going to be a
Yeah.
good game. Let's do this. So that was really cool.
Yeah, that's definitely the thing about live sports is that you get that immediate connection right away. And when I tell you I understand what you're talking about with the live feed coming back at you, and some people don't realize, the first time that happened to me live, in an arena was I started talking slower because I thought that the reverberation, and it was like such a mind, it was like just screwed with my mind basically. It was just like, no, you just have to keep talking normally. But people don't realize how hard that is on a live stadium like that. I wonder if the singers have that issue. So I want to know, Queen, first of all, so it was just the 49ers that contacted you. You're not a 49er fan, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yes.
All right. I just want to double check on that. We won't tell them that. We want them to know that. Are you a fan of any football team?
I am a fan of the New England Patriots, and I have to say that, or else my husband and father will disown me. Even though they didn't do so good, but I'm first and foremost a fan of them. But now that I've done for the San Francisco 49ers, I am a huge fan of them, actually.
Yeah,
And
I
they're
see
doing really
I see the football behind you. I see that. I
we
got you
actually
on that
did
one.
that too, so that was awesome.
So, Queen, what about women's sports? Is there any opportunity to sort of work in some women's sports, getting some announcement opportunities there? Have you been approached by any leagues or teams?
I would love to do women's sports. I haven't been gotten that call yet to live announce any of their shows yet, but that's something I would absolutely love to do. But what I did do, I actually was the one who voiced the opening for the WNBA All-Star Game back in July. So that was really cool. So I'm totally open to diving more into that and diving more into other women-led sports, whether that be tennis, golf, all of that. This is a male-dominated industry, so I'm here to, break those barriers down with you guys and jump on in.
Yeah, that sounds very cool. Well, we hear exciting opportunities coming up with NASCAR. Speaking of an all-male dominated sports, but NASCAR, how did that come about? You probably weren't sitting there back at home going, "Yep, NASCAR, that's in my future."
Yeah, that is not something I'd ever planned or oh, I'm gonna put that on my bucket list. That's super new to me. I know I did grow up watching NASCAR with my family. We were big fans of Tony Stewart, who drove number 20 for the
There
Home
you go.
Depot.
Look at you.
So now that I'm getting to work with NASCAR, it's so awesome. So they actually are having me be the guest entertainment announcer for the NASCAR Xfinity Championship Race Series that will be held in Phoenix, Arizona at the Phoenix Raceway on Saturday, November 4th. And I get to live announce all the pre-race ceremonies, the driver introductions, and that's going to be really cool. And it'll also air on USA Network. So I'm super excited for that. And to kind of jump back into my childhood, but actually be there this time.
Yeah,
Which would be cool.
that's actually very cool, and I'm sure the passion will come out of you probably differently than any other sport because it means so much to you. So, if there other than NASCAR, which you've already said is something you grew up with, is there a dream sport that you would like to be a part of as an announcer?
A dream sport, I would have to say golf. And that's not something I would have ever thought I would say. And that's because my husband is a big golf fan. And that is something that I would love to do to make him proud, but also to just be immersed in something that he loves. And live announcing, that's something that I love, and being able to mash those both together. I think that would be something really cool for us to both experience.
Well, I think the Ryder Cup might be coming up in no, the Solheim Cup is coming up in Washington next year. I know that, and I think the Ryder Cup at some point will be coming back to the US. But that might be a great opportunity for you on the first tee to announce all the players. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. So fingers crossed.
I mean, maybe I should be your PR agent as well.
There you go.
Is there anything outside of sports that you would like to announce that you haven't announced?
So I would love to do the Oscars. Of course, every person who's in voiceover and does live announcing would love to do the Oscars, the Tonys, the Grammys. But something that I recently put on my bucket list is actually the Super Bowl. Again,
Oh, very
something
cool.
I would have never thought I'd put on my bucket list, but I would love to do the Super Bowl. And that actually was an inspiration that came from Renelle Brooks Moon, who is the PA announcer for the San Francisco Giants. And after the 49ers, I actually got to go to the game and meet up with her. And she is so supportive, so encouraging and inspiring. You know, she's a Black female who's been in this industry for 20 plus years. And it's been so awesome for her to kind of welcome me into the sports world. And now I kind of have that encouragement, that inspiration to do more live announcing in sports. So this is a cool journey that my career is starting to take now.
All right. Well, I am definitely going to keep my eyes, certainly my eyes open, but my ears
Yeah.
open. The next time there's an event, because I want to hear the soothing voice of yours. Let me know what's going to happen. But I'm going to give you an opportunity before we go to break. So I'm going to have you say, coming up next in the Power Hour is the one and only Ari Chambers talking WNBA.
All right. Coming up next at the Power Hour, we have Ari Chambers coming up next.
Queen, you're the best. I appreciate it so much, girl. All right, good luck with everything going forward, and I'm going to have my ears open for you. Thanks for joining me today.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay, see you later. And as we said,
Bye.
Ari coming up after the break.